We're standing in the balcony of Seaman Hall. Seaman Hall was to be the center of social and civic activity for the city of Gary. It was also the birth of Indiana College, which later became Indiana University Northwest, right in this place. From the church's brochure, a friendly church. Christianity is a social religion. City Methodist demonstrates that by the friendly spirit of all its services, that Christ lives at the corner of 6th Avenue and Washington Street. Wholesome social gatherings for people of all ages and interests are included in this program. For these gatherings, there are rooms of different sizes of all sorts, lounges, social rooms, dining rooms, both large and small, and a kitchen and kitchenettes. A recreational church. God has put in everybody an impulse to play. This is especially strong in the young, and play they will, either in good surroundings or bad. The church believes in the gospel of play and furnishes quiet game rooms, nursery rooms, and a gymnasium, where both young and old are invited to share in the joy of play. A church for the community, Seaman Hall. All the rooms of the educational and social building are designed for service to this community. In addition, the kitchen and dining rooms and Seaman Hall, where there's seating for 1,000, were planned with the needs of the community in mind. From year to year, City Methodist Church has developed programs designed to keep pace with the fast-growing population and to provide a ministry reaching all phases of life in a constantly enlarging city. I have a purchase order for Seaman Hall from 1926. The equipment of the moving picture booth, which housed Disney movies and weekend gathering and movie times. Also, this room used movies during its Saturday evening record hop for youth called The Hive. Let's take a look at the picture booth. Equipment of moving picture booth. 1. 2 second-hand machines rebuilt and guaranteed, equipped with low-intensity lamps. 2. 1 rebuilt guaranteed generator for 35 cycle current. 3. 1 14 by 16 foot screen. 4. 1 10 compartment cabinet. 5. 1 hand rewind. 6. 1 Mazda spotlight, second hand, as good condition or new. 7. Reels, lamps, etc. 8. 1 workbench, tin cover. Our members consist of all rank and file of people of Gary and the surrounding vicinity. All are civic-minded, as is evidenced by their activities in all that is good for the community. Our people have helped organize Grace Methodist Church in Glen Park, Ambridge Methodist Church in the west part of Gary, and Marquette Park Methodist in Millard. In addition, with the help of the Methodist Women's Home Missionary Society, we have organized the Campbell Friendship Settlement, housed at 21st and Washington Street, now the main project of our Women's Society, as well as other projects too numerous to mention. This is City Church's gymnasium, a center for recreation and play in the community, where they had basketball teams and children just running around. This was also help in the integration of the church and the community. In the early 60s, their pastors led a movement to integrate the church, to welcome African Americans into this congregation, primarily beginning with the social aspect. Even early on in the church's history, City Methodists played a role in the cultural diversity of Gary. In the 1920s, when the Ku Klux Klan tried to visit Gary, the church protested its showing of A Birth of a Nation. Dr. Seaman also welcomed African Americans and all cultures into his church. By the end of the 1960s, the dream was fading, and like Gary and the Calumet region, City Methodist was falling by the wayside. The beginning of 1971, their pastor wrote this State of the Church report on November 21st. How do you die in such a way that new life comes? I think this is the question before the congregation of City United Methodist Church at this time. Continuation of the present program of City Church, even with positive creative modifications, will not alter the facing acute crisis in the near future. Dr. Lyle Scheller, in his observations on City Church, suggests that the acute crisis will arrive within a 3 to 7 year period. His estimate is as close as anyone can probably come. Why? The answer lies outside the church. The white constituency that City Church is served and would consider its source of new members is dwindling rapidly. Members of City Church are moving outside of Gary. Only a minority of these continue their loyalty to City Church. The number of new white families moving into Gary is infinitesimal. Some people think the answer lies inside City Church. If we can just improve our program, our spirit, we can fill the sanctuary once again. We can be busy with people bustling about the activity of City Church. There is no evidence to support this. What evidence that can be measured points to the opposite conclusion. Membership of City Church has been down since it's reached its peak of 3,185 in 1952. During the late 1950s, when church participation in the nation was at a peak, the decline was halted. But this was only a temporary leveling. By 1960, the pattern of decline has continued. Today, the membership is the lowest it has been since 1920, 6 years before the building was erected. Attendance at worship since June 1st this year has averaged 30 less than it did the first 25 Sundays 1 year ago. This at a time when the choir is as strong or stronger than ever. Some members have hopefully spoken of merger or sharing facilities with one or more of other downtown churches. This seems to hold little promise. We must seek shared programs for our people, but it appears that cooperation rather than merger or shared buildings is the only real option. First United Church of Christ has already voted to merge with the suburban church of its denomination and relocate to the suburbs. Central Christian is almost non-existent. Christ Episcopal Church is providing a needed ministry to Spanish-speaking persons that is better suited to their building. Bethlehem Lutheran is making a concentrated effort to reach the black people in its neighborhood. First Presbyterian has launched a program of ministry to the community, which has taken a toll of its membership.